Guys, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make these two pieces that I uploaded as shorts, right? And people wanted to know how to make the two piece. Guys, you know I can't make everything for myself because this is going to take a lot of fabric. This might actually take almost maybe, let's say, 5 to 6 years of crepe, and I don't want this stuff for myself, but I wanted to explain it for anybody that wants to make it. So guys, this is very easy to make. Even the top, even the bottom part, everything about this style is just easy to make. So I'm going to make it in a miniature version, but just once you pay attention you understand what I'm saying. So first thing I did here is you're going to get a paper, your drafting paper, fold in like at least 1 inch here, because this paper is what you're going to use for both the front and the back, right? So you're going to get your paper, fold in 1 inch away like this, and then this width here you're going to make sure that it will be enough to contain your bust divided by 4 plus your seam allowance, and the length here you're going to make sure it can contain whatever the length of the top is going to be for you. If it's 18, if it's 17, if it's 16, make sure that it contains that plus your seam allowance, like 1 inch of seam allowance. Guys, you're starting off with your basic bodies, right? Bust divided by 4 plus your seam allowance, waist divided by 4 plus 2 inches, 1 inch of darting, 1 inch of seam allowance, your neck, your shoulder slope, your 1 inch of neck depth, right? And then also your dart here. Your dart at the back is going up to your chest length, which is this line. Your dart in front is stopping 1 inch before your bust line. What I'm going to do here is just to connect from this point of your neck here. From this point here, you're going to connect it into this armhole. So you're using this paper for both the front and the back. So that's why we're starting with the back, because the back, the neckline is higher. So that's why I decided to start there. So you're going to connect from here, blend it into it. First, I use my straight ruler here, but then I went back in with the curved side of this ruler, just so that the back will not look so straight, right? You want it to go in a little bit and give you this curve. This curve is more flattering than a straight line going across your back. If it's curved like this, it will look better. So once that is done, what I'm going to do is just to go ahead, cut this out and cut this out. So guys, this is it here. So once you cut out the back out, cut out the neck, this part here was folded in. It was looking like this. I cut out the upper part here, cut this out, removed it, went ahead and traced out my back panel. You can also trace out the lining you're going to use to turn this over, set it aside. You have your back panel. So now what I'm going to do is this piece, this center piece here, I'm going to cut it out. So now I have just the front panel. So this front panel now, you're going to take it, trace out this on a lining, because your lining doesn't need any because you're going to be slashing this, right? Our lining doesn't need to be slashed, so you need to cut out exactly this pattern on your lining. Cut out this here on a fold. Once you trace this out on the lining, you're going to remove the lining. So the lining needs to be exactly this pattern, right? Because this is going to, it needs to fit you perfectly, because that's what's going to hold the top together. This part here is going to be a little bit free, because we're going to be using the slash method. Guys, after that, the next thing you're going to do is just to go ahead, take this pattern here. You're going to be slashing it just up to this point, armhole part. So all you have to do is just go ahead and just mark it. Remember, on this line in here, don't forget to mark the point where this dart is going to be. So I'm going to notch my dart, the point where my dart is going to be. I'll go ahead and notch it, so it's somewhere here, and notch it, right? Because I'm going to be inserting a dart on these bodies. Remember, like I said, the lining, you're going to be cutting it, just sewing it as if you're sewing your normal clothes. So what you're going to do here, this one now, this dart will not matter, because there's going to be a lot of fabric here, so this will not matter. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead now and just start to rule straight lines. As you see what I did here, I marked 3 lines in between here, and then 1 extra here. So what you have is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. If you want, you can stop at 4, right at the tip of this point here. You can just stop there. So what I'm going to do is just to cut it all the way straight ahead. Guys, I went back and watched the video again. So guys, the only part we are cutting, we're splashing, is just from the tip of the neck, right? That pointy part everything going forward is what you cut. Don't cut into the armhole part, because it all makes sense. If you do that, it might give you puffy fabric by this side, and then it might start gaping, although it's not being held on its own. It's held by this, but still don't cut into the armhole. So you're going to cut right from this neckline here going forward, right? So that's what I did here, and then I made sure to have at least 1 inch in between. So once you've done that, go ahead and join the lines together, and then you can go ahead and cut it out. So guys, this is what we have now. Yeah, guys, it depends on you. If you want the front of your own to be cropped like her own, you can go ahead and reduce the center front, like remove at 1.5 from this bottom part here, and like give it a curve all the way. Like let's say this is it here, or do 1 inch. A smaller person can do 1.5, a bigger person do 1 inch, because you know your bust is already going to take up space, and then you don't want it to crop and look like it's just below your bust. So let's say you do 1 inch now, and then you blend it into the side like this, right? We're also going to remove that same 1 inch out from the lining too. So let's say I decide to do the same 1 inch on this lining head, and because remember we are still going to be adding band to this, because there's a band on the waist. So now this is the structure of the clothes, right? So you're going to go ahead, give it a dart here, 2 darts, 1 on this side, 1 on this other side. And then another thing you can do is just give it 0.5, like maybe 0.5 on this side, 0.5 on this side. Just give it a little dart by the armhole somewhere here, just like this. Give it a little dart here. This is just so that not after you've added this, because it might gape here, right? So to prevent it ahead of time, go ahead and just insert a little dart here, because once you add this on top, you can't go back in and put in that is going to affect it. So at this point now, go ahead while you are still using the lining, dart it here, 0.5 on this side, 0.5 on this side, and then do the same thing here. Take away your darts down here too. Once you finish that, you will not be darting this at all. There's no need to dart it. All you have to do is just to take it, place it on top here, and then you're going to join it using this part here, join it together, right? And then this other side, so you're going to go ahead and join it together. Instead of adding a dart on the fabric itself, what I would do is just take this here, sew it on top, and then trim off the excess. Maybe trim it off a little, half an inch at the top and half an inch by the side, just to remove it. You can't remove it all on the top, you can't remove it all by the side. Just remove it entirely, half here, half here. It's just going to be barely noticeable. It's just a little piece of fabric that you're chipping out of it, right? So you're going to be joining it on these 2 sides, and then once you're done, we're going to flip it inside out, so that way we can rearrange the pleating in the center and iron it down. So guys, this is it here. So you see, once you turn it over, so the only part I sewed closed is just the armhole. This part is still open, the bottom part is still open, the upper part is still open. Just close up the armhole, flip it over. The part with the darts, everything sewed inside of it, right? So you see this part looks straight like this, because my seam is on the inside. Even the dart I gave by the armhole, everything is on the inside. So now all I have to do is just, you see, I pinned this down. What you have to do is for the back, go ahead, do the same thing, use your lining, turn it over, but I'm not going to be doing that because this is just a scrap fabric. So once it's done, or even if you're working with bias, once it's done, you can also go ahead and add your darts. And once you finish that, go ahead, close up the seam by the side here, and also close up the seam by the side here. So once you've turned this over, the same way you turned it over, cut exactly what you have here, close up just this armhole part, turn it over, sew it close by this side here, sew it close by this side here. Then we'll come back and deal with the neckline, how you're going to add the band. It depends on you if you want to add that band that she added here. If you don't want to do it, the same way you sewed this close, while your fabric was still turned the other way, you can also sew this close and then just flip it out from the upper part, or you can even flip it out from the side here. I mean, when you were sewing the center piece, the same for the back, like when you were sewing this armhole with the lining, right? When you were joining your lining by this armhole so that you can use it to turn it over, you can also close up the bottom part. Then you know the only part left open is the part going from the side seam and the zipper part. That's if you don't want to add the band. But if you want to add the band like how she did, then that means when you're cutting your top, you have to reduce the length, right? So whatever you want your top length to be, you have to subtract 1 inch from that. So let's say I wanted to work with 17. What the body of this cloth, what I would have cut would be 16, right? Or 16.5. That way I still have my seam allowance to join this bottom part. So to join the band to it. So once I add the band will be like 1 inch of length. So once I add it at the bottom part, it will help to complete the length of my top, right? But if you don't want to do that, like I said, just while you're sewing it, while the lining is still on top here, as you're closing this part, it will just look something like this, lining on the inside, your cloth on the outside. But if you want the band like how she has it, reduce the length of your top, and then just cut out a straight band that looks like this, that is about let's say 3 inches of width. Fold it into 2. Now you have 1.5 here, 1.5 here. Now I'm tucking the half an inch at the edge, tucking the half an inch on the other edge. Now you're left with 1 inch here and 1 inch on the other side. All you have to do is just take this end of your cloth, insert it inside of this here, and sew it all the way to this end. Do the same thing on the back, and then use one seam to join it close on the side. The reason I didn't say to join it once everything is done, go completely, is that it might start to gape by the side because there's a curve here, right? It will not look like, it's just like taking a straight fabric and joining it to a curve. It might start giving you a gaping by the center. So the best way to do it is join the front separately, attach the band separately in the center front, attach it on the sides to separately, and then use your seam to join it. This seam here would somehow add a little bit of, like, almost like it's giving it a dart. It will help to bring down this seam, you understand, than just joining it straight across. It will not look nice, it will gape. So that's basically how you're going to do it. It depends on you how you want to end yours. But if I was going to sew it for myself, I would have just one time, as I'm coming down on this center part, the same way I sewed this close, I would have just used that half an inch here, tuck this in, and then sewn it close, because I don't like the band look on it. So it depends on you what works for you. So once we've sorted out this bottom part, now what you have to do is just to go ahead and finish up the upper part. So how you're going to calculate for the neckline is just to it depends. You see guys, you see, I told you this is not easy, it's not hard to make. You see how this is. If I remove this pin now, you see the fluffiness of this thing that I made here. Just pin it down as you're going. So this is what it looks like at the moment, right? So let's calculate for the neck. How you're going to do it is you're using the lining to calculate, because anyway it's the same thing even if you use the lining, because now you folded the fabric, everything is equal. So you're going to measure from this point to this point what you have, right? Go to the back, measure on this other side from this point to this point what you have, on this point to this point what you have, add everything in total, right? Whatever you have. So it might be at least 6 inches here, I don't know what it is, maybe 6 or 7, I don't know what you measure, because remember I'm making mine on a miniature. Guys, I just remembered something now. So remember the back is 1 inch of neck depth, so the front should be 3 inches of neck depth. I just remembered it now. I don't know if I said it before, but before you start cutting, make sure that on your tracing paper you've reduced your front neckline by extra 2 inches, so it can give you that neck depth that you need. So the back, we did 1 inch for the neck because there's going to be a zip here, and most times your back neck is 1 inch. The width of both of them is 3, but the depth of this one here, that's excluding the zipper allowance we added for this one. You just have to bring down this by 3 inch. We've already taken away 1, so I'm just going to cut it down a little bit, just extra 2 inches more. So guys, what you're going to do is just take your tape, measure from this point. Like I said, I just cut mine off now. So go ahead, cut off that neckline, and then you're going to go ahead and measure what you have in front, what you have at the back, total of both the front and the back. Whatever it is, you're going to take your band. Make sure that you have that in the length, whatever the length is, make sure you have it on your tape, plus like extra 3 inches. Right? So let's say you got 10 for measuring. It can't be 10 is too small, but I'm just saying, like, okay, let's say you got 12, right? So you make sure that you have that 12 inches plus, let's say, extra 3 inches. The reason why I said 3 inches is because remember, whenever we are sewing, we normally have our shoulder. Remember, your shoulder is supposed to be somewhere here now, right? Remember, our shoulder normally falls in here. Our shoulder normally falls in here. So you, and then we have our shoulder slope here. We have our shoulder slope here. So you need that 1/2 inch in front, 1/2 inch at the back, that normally forms the top part of your shoulder. Because if you just take these two now and connect the two of them together, you're missing a whole part of your shoulder that is like almost 1.5 inch, right? It's going to be restricting on your neck. So you need to still put into consideration that part that makes the top of your shoulder, because this halter neck, it normally stops. Let's say this is your neckline here. The halter neck normally stops somewhere here, and then this one coming somewhere here. It never goes all the way to your shoulder. It's normally the band that now crosses over from the front like this and then goes towards the back, forming going on top of your shoulder. Like I said, this is your shoulder, this is the neck of this top. It's normally the band that then goes in front, and then the other part of the halter neck at your back forms, right? This is one side, this is one side, this is one side, this is one side. It's normally the band that forms round here that goes on top of your shoulder. You can't just take these two ends of these two ends. When I say these two ends, I mean like this front and back. You can't just take it and join it together. First of all, your armhole will not even fit, and your head will not fit, right? So you need to, that's why I said that extra 3 inches is good. That way it's going to form the band that is going to go on top of the shoulder here and on top of the shoulder, between this space here, between this side, there's a space here. So to complete that, it's going to be 1.5 here, 1.5 here, if that makes sense. That's the extra 3 inches I said. 3 inches divided by 2 is 1.5. So 1.5 here, 1.5 here. So what you're going to do is take your band. So let's say it depends on the length you want your band to be. So let's say you decided to do 3 inches again, like we did for the bottom. So 3 inches of width, fold it into 2, tuck in 1/2 inch on both ends, like the 1/2 inch of this excess, the rough ends of this cloth, tuck it in. And what you're going to do now is just to take it here. Like I said, the length of this here is already what you calculated from the front neckline and the back neckline, including the seam allowance, the zipper allowance. You're going to just take it from this point now. Go from one side of the shoulder. Starting from the zipper allowance, I'm going to put this inside here. Starting here, sew it all the way to the end here. Right? You're going to take it, sew it all the way to the end. Once I get to the end, I'm going to skip 1.5. And then continue to the front. Take the front, insert inside of it, sew all the way going towards the other side. Once I get to the other side, I'll skip another 1.5 and then continue all the way till I sew to the other side of this here. And once it's done, I'll go ahead and insert my zipper. So let me go ahead and join mine together. This is basically it. Like once you folded the end, folded everything, this is what it would look like. Then you use your zip. You can see for her own, I think is the separatable zip that she used. So put one on this side, put the other one on this side. It's zipping up, right? So that's the zip you're supposed to use, the zip that separates. Put one on the jacket zip, put one on this side, put one on this other side, and then everything is going up, right? Everything is going up towards the neckline, and then you cut off the excess and fold it in. So that's basically how you're going to do it. If you want, you can even stop your zip before you get to the band and then put in the band, but then use iron hook or pressing button for the upper part of this. So this is just to explain it. If you guys would want to see the skirt, just tell me in the section, comment section, and I'll also make a video on how to explain the skirt. I just had to cut it short because the video is already getting too long. So that's basically how you make this top. So if I remove this now, you will see the this part here. You see, if I had closed this now, this part is already forming that fluffy thing here.